Warren Buffett has had to deal with all kinds of criticism throughout his wildly successful investing career, but this exchange between him and an environmental activist at the Berkshire Hathaway annual meeting might just be the dumbest attempt ever.
Slavery and destruction of Mother Earth, and even diseases and deaths stick to the dollar bills, which you gather so eagerly.
Warren Buffett is the CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, a holding company which consists of a variety of wholly owned companies, as well as Buffett's portfolio of stock market investments. One of Berkshire Hathaway's biggest investments is a $26 billion ownership stake in the Coca Cola Company. This will be important as the main part of the activist's speech is about alleged unethical practices by the Coca Cola Company in developing countries. The full clip of what you're about to see took place at one of the recent Berkshire Hathaway annual meetings. Warren Buffett started hosting the Berkshire Hathaway annual meetings in his hometown of Omaha back in 1965 after he acquired what was a textile company at the time. The shareholder meeting started off as a small group of the largest shareholders discussing the operations of the company, which was evolving over time to become a diverse basket of the businesses we see today. And over time, the meeting grew to become the biggest investing and business event of the year. Today, approximately 30 to 40,000 people make the journey to Omaha in early May for what is now known as the Woodstock for capitalists. It's not just about the Berkshire Hathaway company anymore, it's really an event for different types of investors to come together to share ideas and network, and of course learn directly from the two greatest investors of all time, Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger. In fact, myself and Brandon, who you probably know from the New Money YouTube channel, are about to make the 10,000-mile trip from Australia to Omaha, Nebraska to attend the meeting. This is the second consecutive year that we're attending the meeting, and this time it is going to be bigger and better than ever. The meeting, as usual, will be held at the CHI Health Center in Omaha and covered with live coverage by CNBC. But on top of that, Brandon and I will be creating a ton of content around the event on our YouTube channels, through the podcast, and on our Instagram pages, so we've got you covered for the Berkshire Hathaway annual meeting starting this weekend. We're also pleased to announce that the trip is sponsored by Seeking Alpha, who are making it possible to bring some exciting content and coverage of the meeting over the next couple of weeks. If you're investing in stocks or someone who just keeps up to date with the markets, then Seeking Alpha is your one-stop shop for news, analysis, stock screening, and much more. So if you can, we'd love for you to check out Seeking Alpha via the first link in the description below. And at the end of the video, I'm going to go into some more detail about how you can come along digitally for the journey with us this weekend. As the Berkshire meeting has grown, the 6-hour-long Q&A session held by Warren Buffett and his partner Charlie Munger has evolved to encompass a wide variety of topics beyond Berkshire Hathaway's businesses. And it's also from time to time attracted activists who attempt to use the spotlight to attack Buffett in front of the world.
My name is Sibylle Arians. I'm from Germany, and I'm member of board of Ethicon Foundation, Ethics and Economy.
Ethicon Foundation is a German environmentalist organization which was founded in 2004 and is most well known for its annual Blue Planet and Black Planet Awards. The Blue Planet Award is presented to someone whose actions have helped protect the environment, and the Black Planet Award is given to those who are destroying it. In 2016, Ethicon gave the Black Planet Award to two CEOs of the Coca Cola Company, Murtagh Kent and James Quincy, and they also awarded it to Warren Buffett himself.
I saw a movie in which you proclaimed that the print on the dollar bill, "In God We Trust," does not really oppress your philosophy. In your opinion, only cash counts, and your credo is, "In the dollar I trust."
I don't think I've ever said that, actually, but
well, I can show you the movie. That will prove.
Oh, well, send me a clip.
Maybe it was just joking, but always behind a joke there is also a truth.
The activist starts off by taking a joke Buffett made during a documentary to be his entire worldview. She attempts to paint a picture of Buffett as not only someone who invests unethically, but someone who supposedly endorses it.
Whatever motivated those who designed the dollar notes, they certainly wanted to say that there is something higher than the value of this printed paper. Regrettably, You have shown many times in your life that you see this differently.
At this point, you can start to hear the crowd become frustrated as they realize this person probably isn't even here to ask a question, and instead they're really just looking to promote their foundation. And for those who haven't listened to a Berkshire meeting before, long questions are pretty normal, but this tedious speech is certainly out of place for the event.
But have you ever given a thought to what troubles and sacrifices, slavery and destruction of Mother Earth, and even diseases and deaths stick to the dollar bills, which you gather so eagerly?
The crowd unsurprisingly booed this question, but the most ridiculous thing about this is that not only did she take 2.5 minutes to get to her question, instead of letting Buffett answer it, she just continues on with her speech.
Let's take Coca Cola. Ethical Foundation Ethics and Economy from Germany has awarded the Black Planet Award to the members of the board of directors, as well as to the large shareholders, Warren Buffett and Herbert Allen, because you are co-responsible for all of what makes this group make so much money, isn't it? Among other things, Coca-Cola deprives people of their drinking water in drought-prone areas of the world.
Are you asking a question?
Contaminate the groundwater in these areas.
I don't want to interrupt you, but are you making a speech or asking a question?
Finally, after 3 whole minutes, Buffett politely asks her to actually ask a question.
Will you give up your Coca-Cola shares if the destruction of the environment, the monopolization of the right to healthy drinking water, and the shameless exploitation of the workers continue?
The question asked in the end is whether Warren Buffett would sell his shares in Coca-Cola if the destruction of the environment, the monopolization of the right to healthy drinking water, and the exploitation of workers continues. She's talking about some of the environmental concerns that from time to time have been raised about Coca-Cola's operations, particularly their bottling production operations in some developing countries. Coca-Cola is produced all around the world to meet the 1.9 billion servings consumed by people on a daily basis. That's over 600 billion 8-ounce servings per year, or in total 5,500 billion fluid ounces, or 164 billion liters. And the most common ingredient in Coca-Cola is water. About 90% of Coca-Cola is water, meaning almost 150 billion liters or 40 billion gallons of water are needed every year in their production process. And some believe that the enormous amount of water usage is putting a strain on some parts of the world. In India, for example, some activists have argued that Coca-Cola is creating water scarcity in regards to agriculture and for drinking purposes. And there have been a number of legal battles in the region, most notably a legal battle over a bottling plant in Plachimada, India, over the impact on local water resources, and actually ended with the plant being shut down in 2004. And Coca-Cola has responded to these allegations over the years by essentially putting in place various initiatives and commitments to essentially do better environmentally. For example, the company had set the goal of replenishing water used in its production to achieve what they called global water balance. And they also increased its transparency around water usage by publishing water stewardship and replenish reports.
Monopolization of the right to healthy drinking water and the shameless exploitation of the workers continue.
The activist also claims that Coca-Cola is exploiting its workers, even going as far to say that they participate in modern slavery. It's hard to know if there's a specific example that she's talking about, but Coca-Cola from time to time has been involved in a number of legal actions and lawsuits regarding labor rights and even child labor. The International Labor Rights Fund filed a lawsuit in 2001 alleging Coca-Cola bottling plants were complicit in human rights abuses, including the kidnapping and murder of union leaders. And among other allegations, activists have suggested that child labor is a rife problem in Coke's supply chain. Although the biggest problem with a lot of these allegations is that there just really isn't a lot of hard physical evidence to support some of these claims. Particularly when it comes to claims around child labor and slavery, there hasn't been any widely reported legal cases with the Coca-Cola Company to this point. But the most satisfying part of this exchange is that Buffett doesn't even respond to the question, and instead just talks about how much he loves Coca-Cola.
I've been eating things I like to eat all my life, and Coca-Cola, this Coca-Cola's 12 ounces. I drink about 5 a day. If you told me that I would live 1 year longer, and I don't even think of that, I would live 1 year longer if I'd eat nothing but broccoli and asparagus and everything my Aunt Alice wanted me to eat all my life, or I would eat everything I enjoyed eating, including chocolate sundaes and Coca-Cola and steak and hash browns. I would rather eat in a way I enjoy for my whole life than eat some other way and live another year.
It's fair to say that the attempts to paint Buffett and Coca-Cola in a bad light were completely unsuccessful. The company and its stock price have continued to grow steadily, increasing Buffett's wealth as he today still hasn't touched any of the 400 million shares that he acquired decades ago. And these kinds of heckles are pretty rare at the Berkshire Hathaway annual meeting, which is typically filled with really interesting questions about investing philosophies and principles, as well as what's going on in the economy and the major factors influencing investors today. And it's why myself and Brandon will be making the journey this weekend to attend the event in person. And you can come along with us digitally speaking. Both Brandon and I will be posting content brought to you by Seeking Alpha here on our YouTube channels, on my YouTube channel here, and also on the New Money YouTube channel. But you'll also want to be following our Instagram pages for daily updates and other insights. I'll be sharing behind the scenes content on my personal Instagram account, so make sure you follow me so you don't miss any of the announcements. And of course, none of this would be possible without the trip sponsor, Seeking Alpha. Seeking Alpha is a platform that I use religiously when it comes to reading economic and business news and also looking for particular analysis regarding individual companies. It really is the best one-stop shop for everything investing, from their stock screener for creating your own filters, to the portfolio manager where you can add buy and sell alerts, to the buy, hold, and sell ratings that come from Wall Street analysts, as well as Seeking Alpha's own proprietary algorithm. But the feature by far that I use the most is the massive and growing archive of analysis done by Seeking Alpha's own community members. No matter which company you're researching, you'll find full write-ups and breakdowns from people who are both bullish and bearish on the stock, which is a great way to expand your knowledge about a business or an investment, as well as challenge your thesis by looking at analysis that contradicts what you believe about the future of that business. And you can try it for 14 days free, so click the link below to check it out. And the next time you'll see me, I'll be at the Berkshire Hathaway annual meeting. See you later, guys.